So the left is trying to figure out exactly what happened in this election, and they've come to a conclusion. Now, of course, the conclusion is not that they made fatal errors and mistakes and pandered to, I don't know, 10% of the country and not the majority of citizens, right? Which is obviously what happened. They went too far, too extreme. American people did not want the radical woke nonsense that was going on. But of course, they're not blaming themselves. They're blaming podcasts and social media for not censoring content. Here's Jen Psaki, the former White House secretary who now hosts a show on MSNBC, and listen to what she has to say.
And no accountability for having disinformation spread, right?
Right.
And as you know well, and I mean, when I got started in Democratic politics, most of it was like local TV ads. That was what it was about. Obviously, national TV, local print. Those local TV is held to a higher standard of accountability than social media platforms in terms of having accurate information on their platforms. That is crazy. And so it is. How does it change? How are people held to account? Laws have to change, and no accountability.
To sit there and say that the news, especially when you work for MSNBC, which is just a propaganda arm for the Democratic Party, that's what it is. They are not honest. If you think that they are, you're not being honest to yourself. Now, what we're seeing is we're going to see a bigger push for this. It's not going to happen now because the Republicans do have the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court. So, but I would venture to tell you that if they did not have that and the Democrats had it, what you would see is a extreme push for a censorship law being passed on social media. Now, the problem with censorship laws or censorship is or fact checking who determines what's true and what are their interests. There's no human being who's pure of heart in life. Everybody has their own biases, their own views on reality. What the left is doing now is they're taking a page from what the Republicans did. The Republicans were kicked off of platforms. They were banned for speaking out against government policies on public forums such as Twitter or all the other social media platforms. So what they did is they formed their own so that they could have free speech. What the Democrats now are doing is they're now taking a page from that book and attempting to leave the platforms that are now of free speech and go to other platforms to where the information is going to be controlled. So this is going to be a major problem that nobody is recognizing yet, and I think I'm the first person to sit here and talk about it. Here is why. Number one, you're going to have all the Republicans on Twitter, and then you're going to have all the Democrats on Blue Sky, which is this new left-wing social media. So everybody's going to be in their own echo chamber. There's not going to be any open debate on the platforms. It's just going to be everybody talking to themselves, having the same points. There's going to be no more disputed facts because nobody's going to be there to dispute them. And that is dangerous for our society. I do not like that. I'm not happy that it's going that way. But I will say I'm pretty happy with Twitter because Twitter allows both sides to say what they want to say and has community notes, which gets corrected. So here is Stephen King. I'm leaving Twitter, tried to stay, but the atmosphere has just become too toxic. Follow me on too toxic. Follow me on Threads if you like. So that's just one example. We did a video of Don Lemon's leaving Twitter. He did a whole dramatic video and nobody cared. Joy Reid is leaving Twitter. So all of these big leftist names are now leaving Twitter. This is what's happening. And they're leaving Twitter because they don't have the censorship that they want. So they want the government to censor the information and remove information that they don't like under the guise of some superior morality, which is just not true. And I don't like where this is going. Hopefully they will come back. Hopefully Blue Sky and all of these other little pop-up social media platforms are just a big failure, because I do want everybody to be able to speak to each other and debate on social media. That is the best way for the truth to be revealed.